Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 6th of November 2019 and we're going to reflect on Luke 14:25 to 33. Listen. Now large crowds were traveling with Jesus, and he turned and said to them, "Whoever comes to me and does not hate father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, and even life itself, cannot be my disciple. And whoever does not carry the cross and follow me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not first sit down and estimate the cost to see whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it will begin to ridicule him, saying, 'This fellow began to build and was not able to finish.' Or what king, going out to wage war against another king, will not sit down first and consider whether he is able with 10,000 to oppose the one who comes against him with 20,000? If he cannot, then while the other is still far away, he sends a delegation and asks for the terms of peace. So therefore, none of you can become my disciples if you do not give up all your possessions." The Gospel of the Lord. Every now and then a parish or a prayer group will announce a healing service, and very often the reason for this is to attract people to attend. Not surprising, because folks tend to flock to these things in great numbers. The justification, of course, is that this is what Jesus did. People flocked to him for the healing, and then he gave them the message. Fair enough. Let us do what we can to draw in the people. But once they are in, let us not pander to them. Jesus never did. Here in this story, he sees large crowds following him, and he decides a pruning is needed. He doesn't want groupies. He doesn't want people hanging on to him for the glory or the free food. He wants hardcore disciples, and there are conditions for this. And he lays them down, shocking everybody. We'll just consider one of his statements for today's reflection. You want to be my disciple, he says, you got to hate everybody around you. Father, mother, wife, children, brothers, sisters, hey, even yourself. And the people would have gone, what? Well, I know there are those who say he actually meant to love less, but I looked up the original Greek word, which is misio, and it means hate, just as we understand it. So what gives? Why does the ultimate poster boy of love tell us to hate? Well, it is because he wanted to shock this huge crowd into listening to him, that there was more to him than the miracles he worked, that he had a message of salvation, and they better pay attention. He didn't want fans, he wanted followers. He didn't want groupies, he wanted people who would obey his word. And this was going to be like walking on a hard, narrow path. So you ask, does the narrow path involve hating those around us? No. Jesus often used hyperbole. That's like an exaggerated statement. For example, he tells us to gouge out our eyes. He tells us to cut off our hands. He speaks about a camel entering the eye of a needle. And he says other stuff that's pretty wild. But these statements indicate the seriousness of what he is saying. And here he's saying he has to be numero uno, number one. Nobody else can come even remotely close to him in importance or affection. Well, a lot of them never returned. That was okay with him. It should be okay with us too. So let us have our healing services or whatever to attract the crowds. But when they are in, let us speak the truth. And if they don't return, that's okay. The ones that stay will change the world. God bless you.